Okay, so by now you've hopefully watched my review of Predator Badlands. And if you haven't, I'll leave a link at the end of the video for you to go back and check that video out. Okay, so we're going to rank the Predator franchise films. So I'll start with the least favourite of mine out of these series of films. And like I say, this doesn't include Killer of Killers because that is an animated Predator anthology film. So this is just the live action stuff. I will include Alien v Predator films as well because they're kind of an offshoot, but they are linked to the Predator franchise. So let's get into it. Okay, so coming in last place is the 2018 film The Predator. So this was starring Olivia Munn as the main sort of character, I guess, in this. And yeah, I mean, this wasn't the greatest film, was it? I think they kind of sort of got to a point with the Predator franchise where they were kind of not running out of ideas, but yeah, it was kind of not well received. Apparently there were some additional scenes that were filmed, which would be nice to see, kind of like a director's cut of that, but I don't think we're ever going to see that, sadly. Okay, so coming in next, and I've changed my mind slightly on this since the last time I did a Predator ranking, and we're going to put AVP, the first film. Yeah, this film, whilst I really enjoyed it, it was nice to see Lance Hendrickson return, sort of as Weyland, and there's that sort of Weyland Yutani link. Obviously, we get to see the first time of the Predators going up against the alien xenomorphs. I do find the whole concept of the pyramid sort of changing every 10 minutes or whatever it was, and the gestation period of the aliens, sort of, you know, from face hugger to sort of bursting out of people, it all seemed to get a bit rushed. And whilst I enjoyed the film, it's gone down in my estimation a little bit. So that's why I've sort of put it in second from last place. Okay, so going up the ranking this time is actually AVP Requiem. Now, for a long time, this was considered one of the worst sort of Predator films, I guess. But if you watch that director's cut, that's the German edition, the uncut version, it makes more sense from the Predator's point of view, why he's going to the planet. And yes, this film is very dark. It would really benefit, I think, from a 4K transfer for the HDR, because it's quite a dark film. Yeah, it's a kind of slasher film. But what I really like about this film is at the end, you get to see the Predator home world. And that's kind of like was the catalyst, I guess, for what we're getting now. So this is why I've kind of upped it from the first film, because although that first AVP film came along and it was something a bit different, yeah, I'm actually going to put the director's cut of AVP Requiem above that. So up next, this was on Disney Hulu production, first film for Dan Trachtenberg, and it is Prey. It came out in 2022. So yeah, kind of after this sort of lackluster, which was The Predator, we kind of thought this franchise was dead, but Dan Trachtenberg took over and he brought us Prey, and it came out of nowhere, even the point that they didn't really want to release it theatrically, so they just popped it onto Disney Plus, and everyone loved it. And it was a really good film. It was nice to see them go into a different time period than we'd seen before, all sort of to do with the native Indians, the Comanches. And there was a kind of link to the second Predator film with the musket that is handed to Danny Glover's character at the end of that film. So yeah, there was a nice little bit of continuity there, and thoroughly enjoyable film. Again, a different Predator to what we'd seen before. Yeah, okay, maybe the sort of female lead in this, her going up against a Predator and succeeding, kind of, you do think, would that really happen? Especially when you compare what happened with Dutch in the first film and the lengths that he had to go through to defeat the Predator. So that's where I put Prey in this ranking. Okay, so next, and again, I'm going to slightly change my ranking here from what I've done before, and I'm going to put the film Predators in the next place. Again, this was a kind of rework from the first film. A bunch of characters this time coming to an alien planet. They didn't know each other, which was a bit of a different slant on it from the first film. Adrian Brody, again, was a bit of a surprise actor to sort of take on this role. Um, Very much not an action star, but he did a fantastic job. We got to see a sort of a bit of a cameo from Lawrence Fishburne, and yeah, I enjoyed the sort of whole story behind this. Similarities, I guess, a little bit maybe with Badlands, that this planet had sort of creatures on it, you know, that would attack and all this sort of a thing. But yeah, very enjoyable film. Predators, but it drops in the ranking this time round. Okay, so before we get to the top three, if you're new here, my name is Matt, and well, this channel is all about movies. As you've gathered, I'm doing a ranking here. Do rankings now and again. Scan that QR code that's appearing on the screen. This will take you to be able to subscribe to the channel, or if you're watching this on a mobile or a tablet or a computer, click that subscribe button down below. Come and join the channel. Pop down in the comments as well. What ranking of these films would you do? Do you agree with what I'm saying, or would you have a different ranking? Yeah, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. Right, let's get on with the top three. Okay, so coming in at third place, and it is the latest film, Predator Badlands. So, like I say, I've done a review for this film. I thoroughly enjoyed this film. For me, it's the favourite film of this year for me. I haven't seen a lot of new films, but from the ones that I have seen, this far outweighs anything else I've seen. The cinema experience was absolutely fantastic. Seeing it in 3D IMAX was a breath of fresh air, and this whole film was a really sort of different take on the Predator franchise. This time we've got Deck, who is the sort of runt of the clan, the Predator clan, and he has to go off and prove himself. And we very much see him as the protagonist, whereas usually the Predators are antagonists. So it was really nice to see that. And they got a real mix of sort of action and comedy in this. A really good mix, I felt. It was really nice to see a different planet once again. Lots of different creatures on there. You know, it was a death planet sort of thing. And I've thoroughly enjoyed this film. I just came away just thinking this feels like a film from old, where I've really come out and enjoyed it, enjoyed my cinema experience. So number three is Predator Badlands. Okay, so coming in at number two, and this will probably surprise a lot of people. I personally think this is an underrated Predator film, but we're talking about Predator 2. And this came out in 1990. So on the back of the first Predator film, very much a change of location and change of characters as well. This time around we got the cop, played by Danny Glover. It's very much set in the city location, and yeah, okay, it kind of looks a bit dated now, I guess, and there are references to sort of other films around the time, RoboCop, you know, with this sort of news scenes and this sort of a thing. But overall, I really enjoyed this film. I liked the ending to it because, again, it kind of opened up the world of the Predators, their culture. Obviously, Danny Glover's character goes to the ship. You see the trophies on the wall, um, and he is handed the musket by one of the Predators, which again features in Prey, which I've sort of talked about a little bit earlier on. That kind of link there, but obviously this was done. You know, this was the original sort of musket. So I really like this film. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah, again, sort of 18 certificate, quite bloodthirsty in a lot of places. I did like the scene where there was sort of the predator hunting in the freezer area. You got to see a different kind of vision, predator vision that we'd not seen. Obviously, we'd seen the heat within the jungle, but this was an ice environment, so it looked very different. And just overall, it was kind of one man fighting the predator, and yeah, I just really enjoy this film. Very underrated in my opinion. That's Predator 2. So no surprises for number one. Came out in 1987. Arnold Schwarzenegger starred, and it is Predator. Absolutely fantastic film this was. Can remember sort of the first time I watched this, you know, it was like a group of mercenaries going into a jungle to rescue some people, and it was kind of very much a sort of typical action film of the time. You know, a group of sort of testosterone filled guys with big muscles and big egos. A lot of banter between the two, you know, between all of them. You know, very much that sort of the 80s, late 80s sort of vibe about it, which sadly we don't sort of get those kind of films anymore. But then it really sort of switches up, and obviously we get to see this Predator character that we'd never seen before. Special effects were fantastic. Obviously we don't get to see the Predator straight away. It's all the sort of invisible cloak. The jungle setting is fantastic. And I do have the 3D version of this film, and I have to say it is a really good transfer. 3D really lends well to jungle environments when they're going through the sort of fauna and trees. You've got leaves kind of sort of, it gives you a good sense of depth, a little bit of pop out every now and again. But yeah, thoroughly enjoy this film. It's never dated because it's kind of that jungle aesthetic. Okay, maybe some of the sort of way that the guys are in the film, maybe not necessarily politically correct these days, but you know, it was of the time, absolutely fantastic, and still my number one Predator film. I can't ever see this being topped by anything else that comes along. Although, like I say, with this ranking, I have changed a few of the films from the last time I did a ranking of these. And Badlands, like I say, because I really enjoyed that film, that's certainly gone up the rankings. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to what's next for the Predator franchise, live action. Obviously, we did have the Killer of Killers from Trachtenberg, which is the animated anthology. And again, I really enjoyed that. But I haven't included that in this ranking because these are live action films, you know, theatre releases, cinema releases, and obviously Prey, which was exclusive to Disney and Hulu. So, like I say, stick down in the comments. How would you rank these films? Do you agree with what I've said, or are there some films that you agree and others that you don't? Yeah, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts down below. I'll also, like I say, put a link to the Predator Badlands, my thoughts on the film, and I might leave a link to the Predator playlist as well, so you can go and have a look on there. I think there might be a Predator ranking from before, so you can see how that differs from this one. Thanks for watching the video. See you next time.